Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good and welcome back to my YouTube channel Econ with SM. Before starting my video, if you don't subscribe my channel then subscribe to it now. Let's get started. Today's video is going to be about nature and scope of economics. Economics is as a subject is experiencing continuous growth. The frontier of this subject has been widened up after Alfred Marshall separated from the term political economy. There are two natures of economics. First is economics as a science and second one is economics as an art. Now the question is, what do you understand the term economics as a science? Basically, it is a systemized body of knowledge in which economic facts are studied and analyzed. Economics is just like science, have laws and theories which trace out a causal relationship between two or more, and economic phenomena are complex because they are related to man who acts irrationally as a result of taste, habit, social and legal institution in society. Now, economics as a science has cause and effect relationship. For example, the laws of demand tells us that all things being equal, a fall in price leads to an increase in demand and vice versa. It means the fall or rise in price is the cause while the increase or decrease in demand is its effect. But it doesn't mean that economics is not a science. It's rather classified as a social science because it deals with an individual whose actions are so filled with uncertainty. Now, economics as a science are also broadly divided into two. One is positive science and other one is normative science. Now, let's discuss about positive science first. So, he is a John Maynard Keynes. According to him, it is may be defined as a body of systemized knowledge of concerning what is it, and the objective of a positive science is an establishment of scientific laws. It makes it devoid of values or ethical judgment, that is, it relates and describes facts about saying without they are good or bad. For instance, statements such as growth creates pollutions or growth gets rid if pollution are called positive statement, assertions of facts that can be tested. Now, next is normative science. According to J.M. Keynes, it is also a body of systemized knowledge relating to the criteria of what ought to be. The objective of normative science is the determination of the deals. Normative science involves the values of judgment of what are simply known as value. It is concerned with the question of what ought to be. It makes distinctions between good and bad, depending on ethics and beliefs of the pupil rather than on scientific laws and principles. For instance, normative science is concerned with how aggregate consumptions and investment, how the national income and employment, and how the journal price level are determined. It doesn't go into the question of what should be the price be, what should be the saving rate, etc. These questions of what should be and what ought to be falls within normative science. In conclusion, economics is both positive science and normative science because positive science sets about to discover what is true about an economy, while in normative science evaluates whether the facts found are good or bad. Now, the next topic in this video is economics as an art, and in this topic, arts is practical application of knowledge for achieving some definite aim. It helps in solution of practical problems, and arts is practical application of scientific principle as well. Because science lies down principles while art puts these principles into practice, at last It has different theories and laws are explained with the help of table, diagram, figures, graphs, equations, etc. For instance, law of demand, law of supply, law of diminishing marginal utility, etc. And another topic of today's video is basic. Another important topic of today's video is basic economic concept. This topic contains three basic economic concepts such as scarcity, choice, and the last one is scale of preference. First, we have discussed about scarcity. According to Thomas Sowell, scarcity is the base of economic resources. There are some categories of economic resources such as land, labor, and capital. Each of these resources exists in a finite and limited quantity. People have unlimited wants, and since we have a limited amount of resources, it means we can only produce a limited amount of goods and services. That is, the limited resources can't produce enough to satisfy everyone's unlimited wants. This gives rise to the study of economics for better allocation of scarce resources among competing and insatiable needs so as to maximize welfare. In addition, in this economic concept, the second one is choice. The choice is a comparison of alternatives. The problem of scarcity leaves us in a situation in which we must constantly choose which of our wants will be seek to satisfying our wants. For instance, the firm with this limited capital must decide what to produce and what not to produce. A situation where the firm wants to produce two commodities, the choice to produce more of one would mean a resolve to produce less of the others. And the second example is government is also forced to make a choice on the nature of public goods to provide for the citizens. The government has the task of utilizing these scarce resources effectively in order to improve the welfare of the people. Scarcity gives rise to choice, and making a choice creates a sacrificing because alternatives must be given up, leading to the loss of the benefits which the alternative must have provided. And the last topic of today's video is scale of preferences. In economics, it's assumed that the man is rational in his choice making. That is, if a man has to choose between one thing and another, it's expected that he will always choose the alternative that will yield the greatest satisfaction. Similarly, a firm faced with how to make a choice between production of one product and another, he will choose the product that will yield the greatest profit. And the second one is it presents a list of wants arranged. The list of wants arranged in order of importance with the most pressing want listed first, following by the second most pressing needs, and so on. Now, thanks for watching my video. If you like it, please thumbs up, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel.